Hey.
Where's your mask? Put your mask.
Nobody
on.
is here but my cat, and I've already hugged up on that little fucking thing so much that I'm woefully uninformed, but I don't think I could give anything to my cat, and hope. I mean, she doesn't hang out with anybody.
Only thing I've heard is dogs can't get it. So
all right, I gotta throw my cat out. Sorry, Luna, it's over. You about to get either a bleach bath or you're going in the sink. But anyways, yeah, sorry, we didn't have an opening video today, but regardless, it's because the entire internet is nothing but this virus news, and as much as we typically try to stay away from like the obvious what's going on in the world, I'm just think there's nothing we can do about it now. It's on everybody's mind, and like I typically take a lot of my stories from like Not the Onion or subreddits, and they're just a barren wasteland right now, unless it's fucking virus news, and none of it's funny.
I got to address the back of the class here. We didn't say it came from cats. All I said was the only thing I've heard is you can't give it to your dog. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I slurred a little bit there. Definitely didn't say. I didn't think it came from cats. Also, didn't know it came from bats. Right. So that's fucking weird.
This is how misinformation spreads.
Who's fucking bats? What are we doing? Who's putting their mouths in bats?
It's the Batman disease.
Actually, it came from Batman. That's what it is. Fuck, I knew it. I blame him for everything.
I'm gonna catch the Joker.
I'm gonna have to take on this virus, Alfred. Come up with get all of our bat computers on folding at home. We're gonna fix it.
I have to spread this virus through the population. He won't be able to stay home.
But yeah, Kaz, for those that are all at home, sad in their house, please tell them what the hell they're watching and why.
Hey, welcome. This is dkgWELP, the Drunk Kids Gaming Podcast. I'm King Cass. That's Curly. We are your host of this shenanigan show. We do this each and every week, generally on a Sunday night. Coming to you live and direct from the coast. We are on the battle lines of COVID-19.
It's a metaphorical coast, or
you're on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast.
I still don't believe where you are is near the coast.
One day,
I feel like you're landlocked.
Do we need to pull up a map again?
I feel like you're landlocked.
Pull up a map.
I'm not doing it. I don't care to know.
Pull up a map. I swear to God, I'm going to get a map. I'm going to put it on this fucking wall. And it's just going to have a giant LED that's like, Kaz is here. That's just going to be where I am. Curly's here. Kaz is here.
We get some of those wrist straps that auto tell you where your family is that were from the Adventures of Ewoks movie that no one in the entire world but me has seen.
I'm pretty sure other people have
Someone's going to get that and just get out of their fucking seat, scream at their computer, and run over and fucking like this channel. That's what's going to happen at some point. I mean, that one person, oh my God, that movie. I love it. But yeah, we're here doing the stuff. We, as always, from Mahomes. I'm an essential business person, so I get to work.
Yeah, unfortunately for Curly still has a job. Unfortunately for me, I pretty much lost a job.
I don't know which is worse at this point.
It's one of those times where both are not a great option, right? Just like...
I was happy to have a job until I realized I had a mental breakdown and I don't want my job anymore. But that was this Friday, if you hang out in the Discord.
Yo, here's the thing. Except for my computer fucking me in the ass, which I'm not going into it again. There's been tales of it.
Hang out in the pre-show if you want to hear about the computer.
Yeah. I was like, bro, this is the moment. This is the time. I don't have to go to work. I'm going to just start streaming every day.
Yes.
I'm going to just start streaming every fucking day. Like, COVID-19, get Kaz to partner. Like,
and the cosmic entities that will be in power came in and slapped that bitch out your hand.
Hell yeah, baby. Fucking no. Save for you.
I'm going to ramp up all of these content creation networks I've built and I've been neglecting. Oh, shit. Never mind. Good luck booting. Enjoy your cell phone, everybody. Yeah.
But no, we're working on that. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna figure that out.
On an absolutely serious note, one of the biggest things that I was talking about before this kind of escalated as it has, which everyone knew it was going to. I mean, I don't think we parsed those words. It was just a matter of like I kept hoping internally, a little opposite of our good friend Panda over there. I kept hoping that there'd be just some like, hey, guess what, guys? We figured it out, and here's the thing, and we're all gonna be good. But
Lick
no,
a banana a day, and you'll be fine, baby. That's what we figured
that
out.
relates heavily to my first story. I think you should talk about, but at the same time, I mean, I think we all knew it was gonna be more and more of the worse and worse as the days go on. So, tis life. That's where we're at now. And one of the things I mentioned during that time period was though, as we get more and more free time, really, but hunkering down and stuff. I want to obviously address a lot more of the stuff that I've neglected, of course, over the years, but also in addition, just kind of ramp things up, and not in any like, yes, I'm gonna have plans for things, but like not in any way that is necessary, or not necessarily organized. I just want to be available. I have the equipment and we have the capabilities to be at least something for people. I can't explain how much on Friday, it was literally the exact thing that I needed just to be in a Discord with people around. We didn't really talk about anything specific. There was no game plan. There wasn't a stream. No one was broadcasting video, but there was a good like 20-something people just being around each other. And like I was trying to talk to some other friends of mine because I started reaching out to some other people, and like I don't know what it's like for some people who just don't even have that as an avenue or even think that's an option because they're just not used to the internet stuff or they don't have that. And I'm like, I kind of want to do whatever I can because we have this place, right? Like to just be available. So if anyone needs someone to talk to or whatever, we have the places for that, and you should hit up in the Discord as much as you can. Just to be, if you just need to have a voice around for whatever reason. We have all the capabilities in the world to watch movies together, play Jackbox, play stupid Dungeons and Dragons, one-offs and whatnot. We can do anything, and don't hesitate to ask for that if you need it. While everyone is, I don't know, banned from leaving their homes or something.
I mean, one of the big things, if you haven't checked it out, please go check out Sports Odds and Ends, the show for the fly-by-night sports fan, hosted by myself and Jay Beasy. One of the things we've been talking about on that show with the loss of sports is the kind of inevitable rise in people watching streaming things like Twitch and Mixer and Netflix and things like that. But it will also kind of put itself into a position to help bring even more the rise of esports, because esports lives in a realm where even though it's seen its rise by happening in arenas, esports is one of the great things where nobody has to leave their house to do esports.
Or practice their sport or announce the sport or any of that. You don't have to be in the same room.
Yeah.
Everyone's their own cameraman, and I dig it. It's actually another one of my stories. I don't know what you brought, but
so it's kind of this fun, great thing. We're seeing the rise of all kind of like crazy things. League has full on gone online. Blizzard has no idea what to do, and I love that. They're just like, how do we play this unless it's in our $100,000 arena that we built? There's no other way. There's no other way to do this. There's no other way to facilitate a online video game. Like, what are we gonna do?
Listen, sorry you built a studio. That sucks. That blows chunks. That being said, oh honey, it's okay. But yeah, I don't have any sympathy. I mean, that's hard because that's the kind of shit. I mean, like, you can monetize online stuff all you want, but at this point, we're not necessarily there at the junction point where the money is going to the talent necessarily versus the infrastructure of it all. Like, just like real sports, eventually got to the point where they're actually paying, the players and whatnot. At this point, I don't know, exorbitant amounts of money, but like, I think a lot of the money comes from obviously the ticket sales, the fucking hot dog vendors, the fucking hotel rooms around the infrastructure that you built, and that's where that's all going. When it should go to the keeping the fucking feed going on the stream and keeping the players playing and the purses, and I don't know, but whatever. We'll see how that goes. I'll never win a video game in a competition in my entire life, so I'm not worried about my world on that. I've accepted that. What are you? Got weird bugs. I just caught a weird like gnat fly thing. It was like a
fucking Mr. Miyagi.
I did. It was right there. I got him too. He was a slow flyer. Might have been a baby. I don't know where he came from.
Fucking wipe your hands, dude. Wipe your goddamn hands. You know the chat's gonna freak out.
I'm fine. No one cares.
Look, I got that hand sanitizer, bro. $1 a squeeze.
Yeah, you can sell that right now. It's vintage 2020 hand sanitizer. Never forget.
Yeah, fucking cocoa nut, my dude. Not coconut. Cocoa nut.
Cocoa. It's Southern
Cocoa
California, and I
nut.
have fruit. I dig it. I like. Oh yeah, one of my favorite advertising or I guess art for products is when they replace letters with fruit. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that that O and that cocoa. That's just. It's like it's looking at you. That's terrifying. I no longer like it. I saw the other side.
No, man. Speaking of advertising, it wasn't a story that I thought was worth like giving a full thing because it only leads to the one bad joke, but the one bad joke is the whole story where people are still trying to buy and sell houses out here amidst this bacterial infection that's spreading.
Yeah.
So like, people are trying to do online tours and all kind of shit, but people are like, nothing beats a walking through a house and seeing it kind of a thing. But they're like, this one guy's like, I just told my realtors, just walk around with a bottle of Lysol and wipe down anything anyone touches. And then they're just like, showing a house and then like, hey, could you see yourself getting quarantined here?
That's the story I saw. Yeah. That's that. I mean, does that harken back to like Cold War era where it's like part of your tour is like, hey, you've already got a litlittle bunker in the backyard underground. A friend of mine moved Midwest, and this is probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I don't even know where, but I remember they were a high school friend. I saw it on Facebook, and they were like, "We just bought our home." And blah blah blah, whatever, and they're like, check it out, and they showed this like it came with like a World War II fucking bunker with like a lockdown mechanism, like fucking full on Fallout hatch, like done, and I was like, holy shit! All right.
So I'm gonna give you a peek into my domestication, right? We do these every once in a while. I love watching those like house hunter, house flipper, fucking like fucking we'll fix up your house so you can sell it, or you buy a shitty house and we'll fix it up kind of thing, like shows. And one of the ones they were looking at, like these people were looking at, it was like this old house that had been passed down generation to generation, and they wanted to like just kind of re-spruce up the house or whatever, because it like parts of the house hadn't been touched for like 50 years or whatever. Like it's been the same style room for the past 50 years. And in the backyard there was just like a bunker, and I'm like, brother, I'm sold. What's the price? I was like, there could be holes in the wall, there could be rats sitting at the dinner table, but you're like, look, I know it's a fixer upper, but there's a World War II bunker in the backyard.
There's no electricity in the walls. There's no plumbing. I mean, part of me, and I think I've expressed this plenty of times on stream, but like there is something that just got deeply innated into my brain as a baby boy about secret doors and hidden spaces and things that like, oh my God, watch, the staircase pulls back and there's a fucking whole like tunnel down there. Like you give me one of those and I will buy your rundown termite ridden fucking house. I don't give a shit. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. I love it. I love everything about that.
A man's gotta have his fucking keeps, right? Some guys going in looking for that good basement space to make their man cave. Some guys want the good, fucking garage so they can work on their cars. Some people, you know what I mean? Everybody has their key thing, you know what I mean? Some people going into a house looking for a good sized kitchen, a good sized bedroom. No, I want a World War II bunker on property. Like,
I mean, it would be like I could be with the love of my life, and we had shot for this house together. Somehow we decided to live in the place, and it'd be day one moving in, and it'd be like, oh hey hun, do we want to put like our bedroom here? And you'd see me with like a pillow in one arm and a fucking like a handle of vodka in the other, and I'm like, I thought it was obvious. I'm sleeping in the bunker. Are you kidding me? That's where I live. I've already set up. Like I'm camping out there. Like you do whatever you want with the rest of the place. We're good. I've got this figured out.
Give me that. I'm fucking set, bro.
Yeah, been fun
One of
times.
those good doors that like airlocks where you gotta fucking put some heft into it and fucking spin a thing. Oh,
I need a combination. I need
oh.
latches. I need 19 deadbolt locks just to bundle all the way down. I want to go. I want that shit to look like a fucking like a weird Ocean's 11 fucking poker safe. Like just all of it comes out. I want laser beams. You know what? Laser beams may be too much, but I'm gonna go with it.
There's a I'm gonna show my age. There's a Twilight Zone episode. If you've never seen the original Twilight Zone, black and white, fucking Twilight Zone episode, where fucking people get scared because they think they're being invaded by the fucking Russians or whatever. And this guy has a bunker, and he's like been telling his neighbors, "Hey man, you got to be prepared for anything, man. I built that bunker down there." You know what I mean? Like
It's my grandpa.
Yeah. So him and his family go into the bunker or whatever because shit. They think shit's hitting the fan, and then all his neighbors spend like the rest of the episode trying to get into his fucking bunker, and they're like, "We deserve to be in there too," and he's like, "Nah, bitch, I built this for me." Like,
y'all had your chance.
This is right. You had your chance, and then it like ends with them breaking down his fucking door to his bunker, and then it's like the radio's like, "Oh hey, everything's fine," and they're just like, "Oh shit! Hey,
What have we become?"
We'll help you fix that.
I'll let the resident Steve correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident there's like a Simpsons episode that does that too, where it gets nasty in some fallout shelter.
They probably did that, yeah.
Because Simpsons has done everything. .com.
Yeah. But yeah, I just love that moment where like these people break down this man's fucking door that he worked so hard on, and they're just like, yeah. So
don't they kick? Yeah, because that's it. Flanders has got a place, and then Homer's the whole time like, "Fuck it, this is all fake and bullshit." And then they kick Homer out at some point because he's an asshole, and then he just stands outside by himself in the apocalypse. Oh, it's good times. Something like that. I don't know. Steve knows it. Oh, they kick Flanders out. Oh no, Jesus. Simpsons also likes to reference those Twilight Zones. Yeah, I get you. Anyways, long story short, obviously, be safe, everyone. If you need shit, we're going to try to be here as more often as we can, and it may not be in a live capacity as much as we would like to, of course, but we've got our own shit going on. But when we can, we will, and then there's always the Discord, which is just way more than me and Kaz and anyone else. It's all of us.
Yeah, like, we should definitely, like, use it. You just use it. Because one of the other things... And this goes into my and I've seen some of the kids because we made a channel called Washing Your Hands for people to have their mini freakouts about all this stuff.
It's mainly I didn't want to inundate people because some people are looking to our area for places to avoid having to listen to obviously the inundation of news. But so we have everything that would be related to that kind of thing in one room, just so if you do need to come by and just need to hear about something else like dog jokes or fucking fart things or whatever, you can go to any other room and stay away from it.
Yeah, but one of the things for me has been people talking about, and when I was at work was people talking about, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, or other people talking about like, I'm gonna miss my social interactions and things like that, and I'm like, brother, we live in a time and an age where you can do that shit and just you could do that shit from your internet, like. And I don't know about other people. I don't know like other people's mentalities because I think some people, for them, it's the actual physical IRL thing.
Yeah.
But like, if I talk to another person, even if it's on the internet, that's enough for me.
I
don't
will
need
say,
to touch you. I don't need to see your fucking face. I don't need to fucking smell your smells.
I think a lot of us are pretty okay with introversion more than the most. It's how we end up here in the first place. So I kind of forget sometimes that like other people do need more than that. Because for me, yeah, you're right. Like, give me a good hangout where we just watch movies in a voice chat, and I'm recharged. But I was trying to reach out to some of my friends locally because like I just realized like, and I don't want to. I'm not saying that they are having a problem or anything, but it reminded me to check because I know I don't want to discount some of the good times we've had where we've just all hung out around a kitchen table and played some stupid, fucking board game or something. And there's something really, really fun and awesome about that, and it's unique. And a lot of people just don't know you can do some things like that online, or they just don't have the idea of even how to start to set that up. And I kind of wanted to actually mention that here too, is I have a lot of access to hardware and servers and stuff. If anyone wants like a game setup, if anyone wants like a Minecraft server spun up, like hit me up. I can get that shit going for you, and it doesn't take anything out of my day at all. I can just make it run, and we can do things, or you can do things, even for your own local friends or whatever. But I want to do more, even silly stuff that I've kind of stopped doing a lot of because we kind of overdid it. But like Jackbox is a great example of something just to do, just to keep people's minds off things and enjoying themselves, and all those things. But also video games and everything else that we do. So just keep that in mind if you need to. Yeah, go take a walk in the woods. Yeah, fun. I've seen a lot of fun fucking wood adventure messages on the Discord before. I don't understand what world you live in this crazy Kalamazoo that has just fucking nature around so close. But hey-oh, enjoy that.
It's most of the rest of the world, dog.
No, this is just buildings in every direction for me. So then again, there's the ocean in one direction, so I guess I could just go there. Except they outlawed the beaches today, so whatever. It's good.
Oh yeah. So, keep your fucking nasty ass toes out of the nasty ass sand.
I think if everyone just goes into the ocean, it'll just cure it because it's I don't know, salt water. Is that the solution? I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I don't know how to fix your problems. Oh Lord. But anyways, yeah, let's move into our news section of the day where we talk about
hell yeah,
the fuck is going on out there? Because what the fuck is going on out there?
dkgWELP. Let's fill that knowledge hole with Kaz and Carly's news.
Kaz, let me start only because I see that you have 2 news stories, and I don't want to. I want to hit my.
Well, here, let me
3.
do this. This is our news bag segment of the show. This is where we talk about news from around the internet. And some of those news stories come from you guys within our community. So if you have not done so yet, and like we keep saying, go on over, join our Discord. It is definitely free. You just have to make an account and do all that kind of shit. And under our community tab, there's a channel called dkgWELP Podcast where you can drop stories and fucking videos and all kind of things for us to possibly talk about on the show, and we bring them here. Sometimes Curly brings some from there, sometimes he doesn't. He likes to fucking think he does his own.
I never even look at it because I don't want to be spoiled.
So Curly's gonna start this one off with one of his stories.
That didn't land as well as I wanted it to. I thought that'd be funny.
Fucking demonizing our fucking
community. Oh, I don't know. I like surprising the stories. It seems more fun. Whatever. It works for you. I'm pissed we didn't come up with this. But kids out there, coming up with new drinks for the apocalypse. We've been fantastic. My favorite thing that I've seen so far is that I think a lot of us, more of us than most, know of the emergency vitamin C supplement because we go to cons and shit and keeps everyone alive. A lot of people just chug that shit whenever they're touching hands and butts with people at a convention a lot. And we're in a situation where a lot of people are worried about what's going on. But Emergency had to chime in on their local Twitter account because people are starting to advertise making the Quarentini, which is an emergency packet mixed with gin. and Emergency is like, while we appreciate your shit, we do not recommend taking any of our products with alcohol. It is it's just your typical or Quarentini, but it's starting to show up at places like someone had this at their restaurant. Oh God. Aviation gin and OJ with its Emergency. The Quarentini.
Oh, no.
Quarantine at home, yo.
That can't be good, like taste wise.
You think?
No, like
it's a fizzy drink mix. I think it sounds great.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Emergency is so bad. I've never tried it. I'm not joking. I've never tried it. I know I've heard a lot of you kids talk about it. But I think it sounds great. I don't know if it just looks pretty right there, but you know.
All right, Mick, that's a you thing with the no alcohol tastes good. That you keep that to you.
Yeah, that's different. That's not real.
That's a fucking That's
Try it for us. I don't know even where to buy Emergency. I don't. It's just.
Also, yeah, I like that they tried to use aviation gin right there. Fucking like,
Yeah.
trying to get the clout.
So on that note, on the actual Emergency post that got responded to by Emergency, Aviation American Gin's Twitter account then responded to the Emergency's account saying, "Hey, we love you, Emergency, and we're sorry this happened, but we're also big fans. It's cool. Like, no worries." There's just something, and we've talked about this many times. There's something to be said for the age we live in, where the sponsored Twitter account teams of big companies is becoming one of my favorite interaction things to watch. Just seeing them go back and forth. Those marketing teams and those fucking young, I don't know. I'm assuming they're young unpaid interns that are just fucking coming up with these hot takes. It really makes my day better.
Yeah, I'm vying for one of those jobs right now. That would be the fucking bee's knees of a job. All right. So for me, my first story coming out of the fucking quarantine zone comes from my own city. So this one is more of a just sad. This is a tragedy lover. So here in Baltimore, we have had to like divert emergency funds to a bunch of the hospitals here to build like extra fucking floors and things like that, so that they can handle the amount of patients that they would possibly get or are getting.
Can I stop you
for
for a
all
moment?
these things?
You said
Yeah.
floors, and my brain immediately thought like we're just repaving floors, not like extra like floors. And I was like, huh,
Levels.
I was like, what are you retiling the fucking hospitals out there? What are you doing, man? Like, I feel like that's not necessary.
Yeah. But for anyone that has seen The Wire, Baltimore has some gang issues and some other things. So the mayor had to go on TV and be like, because there was a multi-person shooting a couple
Oh, no.
like last week, and he had to go on TV and just say, "Hey, shit's going down. There's a fucking pandemic. Can you put the guns down for a few days and just stay in the house?"
Pleading to the criminals of the city.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? We're not saying just stop crime. We're just saying, can you just ease off for just a moment? We'll get back to our fucking Tom and Jerry cat and mouse fucking shit later. But right now, let's all just chill and ill just a little bit. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. No one's ever tried it. No one's ever tried to appeal to the empathetic hearts of criminals that want to shoot each other to death. Like, you know what? Man, I was going to go out and cap an ass today, but I think I'm going to hold off because for the betterment of society, I got to practice safe distancing. I don't want to go mug anybody. That's glorious. I love that. There was a story. I didn't cover it because I didn't really look into the details, but it was something like they got some information internally that like ISIS was saying just like, hey, all of our operatives stay the fuck out of Europe right now. It's a bad place to be. And it's like, holy shit, when you're at the point that like you're a worldwide terrorist organization and you're warning your fucking secret agents to get the fuck out of an area, like you kind of know it might be a little bit real. Like, yeah. That's glorious. I love that. This is
look, it's funny, but it's not funny, but it's funny.
No, it's absolutely funny. It's just, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's an interesting novel choice. It's an attempt at being a good leadership, I guess.
It's like, look, because I think it was something like maybe somewhere in the total of like a 2 or 3 week span, I'm gonna say 12 people got shot at different times. Like not all together, not 12 at one time, but like in total 12 people got shot. Like 5 one place, 4 another place, 2, 3 another place, shit like that. And they're just like, I need you to chill. just put the guns down, wash your fucking hands, and stay in the house. Just chill. Like,
Some of the schools I was working with, someone had this one of the higher ups had this fucking, in my opinion, novel conversation that it wasn't even on my radar, but when she said it made sense. And she's like, we've got like 40 something resource centers that are in all likelihood going to be empty for the next foreseeable future. And if this devolves into some hardcore looting and shit, like we tried to, it's a school, they're trying to bring people in. They've got glass windows of all of this expensive looking tech and shit. And she's like, we need to tag and bag that shit and put it into a fucking secured storage. Like, is that a viable thing we can do right now? And it's like, oh my God, why would you? Oh my God, you're right. That might actually happen. Like, holy shit. Especially in some of the neighborhoods out here. Like, yeah, like there's no bars and shit because they don't want a school looking like that, right? Like they don't want, especially a charter one. They don't want it to look like, it's a private fucking thing. Like, right? Like, yeah. And so they're like, how much will it take? How much will it cost to get all the tech out of there? And I'm like, fucking, I don't even know. Like at this point, like, I don't have the fucking resources to just dismantle entire studios. Like, oh Lord. But yeah, it's the real reality. I was like, hopefully like people are good.
There's like, so one of the things I was looking at, not friend of the show, but a person we admire, fucking MKBHD, had bought like a new studio like a couple of weeks ago. And he like had all these plans for building it out so that like they didn't have to keep using their old studio. And I'm just like, oh, like they're like, yeah, we're gonna buy all new equipment. We're gonna put all new shit in here. Fucking like there's so much room in this office for activities. And I'm just like, oh, baby.
Good times. Good times.
Like,
yeah, JV says, take the equipment, they'll come for your copper. That's not far from the truth. We've had plenty of places get copper robbed. I mean, the Horton Plaza downtown in San Diego, like the owner, there's been a back and forth with the state for years and years about closing it because it's just been a dismantled mall for such a long time. But there are a few. There's like a Panda Express still in there, and then there's a couple of the school resource centers. Everything else is closed, and it's a movie theater. The marquee outside of where they actually do shows in that building still has a Sam Goody fucking sign up. Like, it hadn't been used in forever, and no one's leasing it.
Who was? I think Panda was with me. It was like one of the last times we were in Vegas. It was like one of the last days we were in Vegas, and we went to some place to get sushi. And we're pulling into our Uber's pulling into the parking lot for this place, and like on the marquee is like Circuit City, and we're just like,
yeah.
Yo, is there a Circuit City out here?
They still going?
Fuck yeah! And we were like, oh no, that's definitely closed. That's definitely closed.
Lord, yeah, but they were saying we normally when we vacate one of our clients from a building, for the most part, the infrastructure stuff, like we'll take all their stuff out for them, tag and bag it, and let them go off on their own way to their storage. But for the most part, we take the routers and the shit out, and then you leave the fucking infrastructure and cabling in the ceiling, and that's somebody else's problem. and the next tenant, and that's typical for the par for the course. And no one goes and re-pulls wires out of walls. Like no one pulls drops out of walls. And the building owner at Horton Plaza was like, hey, we need your infrastructure team to come and take the cables out the wall. And we're like, what? And they're like, we're getting a lot of looters coming in to take the copper wire. And we're like, holy shit. Like, that's where you're at? Like, goddamn. Like, all right. Like, we don't want to fucking... I was like, you're demolishing it anyways. Just have your demo team fucking smash and bang. Like, let them do whatever. All right. This is the story I was talking about. I guess, Kaz, you'll know about this with your Sports Odds and Ends podcast with Jay Veazey. But ESPN 8, the Ocho, is returning.
Hell yeah, the Ocho, baby. It's coming back.
It's apparently starting out. It's going to be on TV on ESPN 2 this Sunday, today. And they're bringing... just in time for everyone to be at home, and there's no sports to watch because apparently all sports are canceled right now. But I keyed into some of this because I saw it and I thought it was funny, but at the same time I was like, all right, I wonder what they're showing because I don't know anything about this stuff. But they got this is their lineup that's coming out starting today. The Stupid Robot Fighting League, which is fighting that pits two life-sized hanging puppets controlled by an operator set on the other side. That's great. Cherry pit spitting competitions are great. This is what I was talking about. You were talking about like different esports being a thing. I like this. This is alternative sports getting their time and place on things. But one of my favorites. I'll go.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. Well, there's sign spinning, which is super cool. About people from 50 states, which reminded me very heavily of something I almost participated in when I was 19, which was fucking. It wasn't Papa John's that had it, but Domino's, which basically seated everyone that worked at Papa John's. Had a yearly dough tossing pizza making competition that they flew people out to from all across America every year. And I was like, I had learned some fucking flippy techniques, and I was like, I'm gonna go out there. And then I watched the video, and they were all way better than I could ever have been. And I was like, oh, never mind.
Man, you gotta go anyway.
Man dropping a fucking 3-topping pizza and everything, and it's fucking finished in an under 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, like this guy. But anyways, there's my favorite looking one here is this this thing labeled, and I'm sure some other people know about this, but I don't know how to say the name. Gels Marble Runs, which is apparently
So it's basically IRL marble racing.
I watched this YouTube video for more than I want to admit.
So here's the big thing on that, right? That's not a new thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That channel has existed for years.
The quality is amazing.
Yeah, and it's just gotten better and better over time. And somebody had tweeted about it in the story JVZ brought to us today. Like, kind of had just tweeted it out like as a joke of like, "Hey, day whatever in quarantine, marble racing is pretty cool."
There's audience marbles with hashtags.
Yeah, there's audience marbles. There's a full commentary. There's storylines that happen.
Listen to these commenters.
Looks like we do have a couple that come through the pit lane. No real penalty for doing that.
It's it's fucking glorious.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of looking at the story originally, and I was like, all right, where's the joke here? Where's the joke here? Trying to find the joke. And then I was like, oh, someone's like, oh my God, they're covering marble racing. Gels Marble Racing is amazing. And I was expecting to see some internet Reddit trolls be like, whatever, fucking blah, blah, blah. But it was inundated with hundreds of comments that are like, go Team Orange-tastic. And fuck yeah, I love this. I love marble racing. And I was like, okay, I got to check this out now. This is some shit I could get into.
Yeah, like JVZ said, like a coach got fired last year. There was a streaker.
Yes, Leon's having her Oceanics forever. Like, you fucking, no one told me about this. I was loving marbles on stream, but damn, this looks great.
Like that's basically what marbles on stream is emulating is this thing. So yeah, it's just been a thing forever, and it's fucking dope. And it's just like it's something that had caught the internet by storm like some time ago, and like now it's just getting this second light because of all this shit. Like all these things that are gonna be able to come to light because so many other things aren't getting that light right now, I think is an amazing thing. Like I understand there's a lot of bad shit happening, but there is going to be a lot of good that comes out of it. Like
I think it's learning to practice just like in what it means to enjoy an entertainment thing, and a spectacle is a spectacle is a spectacle. And I love sports, even though I'm not necessarily into sports. I love sports as much as the next thing, just because it's a spectacle. It's fun to root for something. It's fun to bet on something in a silly way. Like, don't get carried away, but like, it's fun to root for something. It's just, I think it's innate or human nature or something, because I've been enjoying it. And it's just fun to be silly. And like, I'm not gonna go fucking, lose my shit if Gronk doesn't catch a pass, but at the same time, like, it was fun to root and pretend like it mattered. And it's such an innocuous thing that doesn't take any fucking effort, as long as you do it in a healthy way, right? Like, you don't get all fucking crazy or bet your house mortgage on it or something. It's fine. It's great. It's a great thing. I love it. I was watching this and I was like, I was trying to make the goof about it. Like, I was like, where's the goof here? And then I was like, this is great. I think people should know about this. Like, this is lovely. So yeah, that's it.
All right. I was reading the chat because
Yep. My bad.
said,
I didn't have anything else
the
to
guy
say.
the guy got so big he got a cease and desist from the actual Olympics.
Okay.
That's just fucking dumb. All right, I'm gonna do my last story of the news back this week. I think this one actually comes from Puck, but I don't feel like scrolling back through the fucking Whelp channel. Somebody to say Puck gave it to me. So with all the things that are happening, especially over in some other countries, a gentleman in Cyprus has found a good way and possibly a new business venture for him to be able to walk his dog. He used a drone to walk his dog.
Yep. I was a little disturbed for a moment, and then I got on board. That was all. It all happened. The roller coaster just happened. You saw it if you watched live. My brain went from why, and then yes, and then okay, and then yeah, I've seen that in a video game. Cool.
And obviously, because it's Europe, there's a dope Euro beat on this video for some reason of a drone walking a dog. It's just so dumb. But it's good, man.
The Euro beat that is going to get our stuff demonetized.
As always.
I don't know. Okay, now I'm coming back around. I don't know. I mean, dogs learn, like, you to walk a dog, you can't just like put any like feral, like random dog on a leash. Like you have to be walking a dog and grow with it, right? Like otherwise, and it kind of. Like, have you ever watched like someone that doesn't have a dog on a leash, but their dog is so like on a leash in regards to just experience, and they're always kind of like eyeballing where your human is, and they just know to stay with you. Kind of thing, and then your verbal cues. A drone seems like, I feel like if I could probably walk Luna down the street like a fucking hound, and she would be with me the whole time. But if I put her out there with a fucking fucking drone, like she would be, I don't know, crawled into a hole and dead at some point. I don't know how that would work. Okay, but he's obviously filming it while walking backwards.
Hey.
And the dog is following him. This fucking guy. That's unnecessary. That's an expensive ass drone, by the way. That's like $1,000 fucking drone. Those big boys.
Yeah, I think that's a DJI Phantom.
It's got a gimbal camera. It's got the landing fucking spokes. It's got the detachable blades. I've seen this one. That's cute. I love it.
You don't know what to do with your money.
Buy $1,000 drone and take everyone's dog out. That was from some bumping shit, though. I don't know where we gotta have Panda key in with his chime in with his opinion of the Eurobeat tracks. Because if you ain't drifting for 45 minutes, you ain't driving. I guess I don't know. Initial D, something.
Initial D joke. Yeah.
Initial D.
I respect it. I'll give it to you.
I want to just make a game. I'm sure someone's done it where it's just drifting and you never stop drifting and you're just holding on to it. It's like Euro Bus.
I'm pretty sure that is a game. Yeah.
I feel like that's the Initial D game. That's what it is. But every now and then.
No, it's not. That Initial D game is hard, man. Me and fucking Panda tried to play that shit at a fucking at the arcade here, man. That thing it's like you kind of are drifting the whole time, but you got to shift up and down, and you're in that fucking racing seat, and you're just like, and all of a sudden you might know how to drive a stick shift, but you forget everything once you sit in one of those like racing cars seat things, man.
I think I had
like I don't drive, but I know all the mechanics, and I still am like, oh fuck, I got a clutch, God.
And the seat keeps sliding back. Yeah, I think I had an Initial D system at it wasn't Dave Buster's. It was Bullwinkle's Restaurants, Family Fun Centers, I think they were called. When I was like 15, that was the last time I tried to play an Initial D thing, and it had the little card reader that you pay an extra $1 and you get the first card, and then you can store your shit on it, and you can go in there, and yeah, that machine fucking beat my ass, and I was like, I'm done here. I ain't wasting my money on this fucking shit. But yeah, it was great. It's good times.
No, wait, Panda. So Panda kept saying the seats were sliding back. It wasn't the initial D game. It was some other racing game that we were playing. One, my the steering wheel was janky as fuck. It just had a hard left pull, like, like it just wanted to keep pulling left, so you had to fight it. And then my seat would slide back every time I shift gears. So which would take me away from the pedals, and I'd have to readjust while still trying to keep this thing from pulling left. And I'm like, brother, someone come fix this thing. Someone come fix this thing.
On a scale of 1 to Fun Dungeon, how bad and janky was that arcade?
So it's the round one, right? And round one is like kind of the big like conglomerate that's kind of trying to compete with Dave and Buster's, where like they have all the arcade games and the food and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I think you've taken me one to one, right?
I haven't.
Fuck, I feel like you talked about this and you were like, no, it's just a basic Dave and Buster's, but it's a different name on the outside. And then I swear to God, one convention we went to one. And I walked in and I was like, you couldn't tell the difference on the inside. I was like, it's just a fucking Dave and Buster's. Was it San Jose TwitchCon?
Okay, yeah.
Because I think someone was just like, no, it's just a Dave and Buster's. And I was like, I don't believe you. And I went in there and they're like, do you want the wings you usually get and the fucking potato fucking things? And I was like, yes, those are exactly what I wanted when I walked in the store. Like, yes. Can my card work here? Yeah, it works here fine. Like, what? Like, I don't give a shit.
So the first time I went there was when it was like brand new, fresh coat of paint. Great. Everything worked. Everything was great. When Panda came here and we went there, everything was janky. Some of the card machines just had the card thing just ripped the fuck out. Every machine was just fucking frozen. There were employees just crying in the corner. Like the fucking half the machines were just empty. All the prize machines were just empty. They didn't even bother refilling them at this point. Fucking half of all the games just like had error on the little card slider thing, so you couldn't even slide your card to play it. Like I grew up with a shit arcade.
I remember there's like a hey, you flag a fucking work in a suit and all they got is a sweep or a broom and a fucking little like pick me up fucking thing, and you're hey sir yeah, this ain't working. They're like, yep. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, it ain't my money. He does that sometimes. Like, it didn't give me any tickets. I think it just turned off. Yeah, you do that. That's pretty much where they work. And then they do the whole. Yeah, it's not working. It doesn't seem to turn on.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
I wanted to go back at some point and see if this thing had gotten even worse, but like now that the mall's closed, I can't do it. So I just wanted to see how much it degraded over time, or if it hit a fucking plateau and went back up. Like they sent somebody in there to fix shit and fucking.
What happens is some other company buys it, and then they're like, "All right, let's put a fresh coat of paint on everything, see what we can make out of it." And then you get there, and it's just a fresh coat of paint on garbage. Like, yay! All right. My final news story is more of a PSA for everyone to keep going with our. dkgWELP is a helpful resource center for learning what not to do during a global pandemic. This woman managed to scorch what is the U.S. equivalent of about $450 because she was going to disinfect her money with a microwave. And it caught the fuck on fire. It turns out that's what happens. So, a lot of banks are using ultraviolet light on the big corporate sector and high temperatures to disinfect their cash. But to take it on her own, this woman badly charred over $450 of money after cooking them in the microwave. In an attempt to disinfect the money, the woman decided to place them in the microwave. Within less than a minute, the woman began smelling something burning inside. And after that, it was too late. She panicked and brought all the money to the bank for help, with a bunch of the bills being blackened and carbonized, making them impossible to read. A bank teller spent most of the day going through and sifting through bills one by one to try to verify which ones were something that they could take and then destroy and replace them with money that she could have. Most of her money actually got back though, so there you go. Kudos to the bank itself. Well done, guys. Don't fry your money.
Have people never heard of like laundering money? Like just
She cooked the
just wash
books.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god.
I do feel. I mean, the photo of this poor bank teller is pretty great. Sifting through just burnt ass fucking money. Just if you put like I don't know. Microwaves cooking waves. I know that. I don't know the fucking details, but just life. Don't do that, guys. Keep safe. Don't cook your money. Don't cook your books. Hide it in a mattress, or I don't know, leave it in the bank until later. Yeah, I don't know. What is the rule on that, right? Like, I've heard people that have like, you know, because I think I've seen people like tape money together or try to hand me a fucking bill that's just like shredded to shit, and I'm like, at what point is it not legal tender? At what point is this?
If it's actually separated, like you can refuse. You're supposed to refuse to take it, but we don't.
Oh, I've taken full on tape together.
Nobody does. Yeah.
I've seen shit like that, like a mosaic.
I'm like, you know what? Essentially, not my money. I don't give a fuck. Let the corporation deal with it.
I've had actual Secret Service contact us because I worked in Papa John's, and people try to pass off fake bills all the time. And we have hundreds of employees that work the register. Shit goes by, and we then put those into a bag and directly
deposit?
We put them into a bank. Yeah, and then we get it's like, hey, March 23rd, who was working? And it's like, oh shit. I don't know. I think Mark took the money in. I think it's his fault. And then they just interview everybody and then shit. And they're like, okay, well, let's look at your cameras. And then you find the people that might have handed it to you. And then you're like, okay, well, fucking call us if they ever come in again. It's like, holy shit. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's fucking, it's like, I don't know. It's super interesting to think about that kind of shit. Like, because at someone who knows like what denominations are truly supposed to look like have to see it to know that it's fake tender. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and they give you all these janky ass ways to try to check it. Like we have a machine that they have machines at Barnes and Noble that you slide the bills through. Like half the time, I'm pretty sure, because it's like old ladies handing me 100 because they just went to the bank and they don't know you can have other denominations for some fucking reason. They hand me $100 bill to break it, and like I slide it through the thing and it goes through and it's just like, no, not real. So I'm like, all right, I'll run it through again, and it's like real, and I'm like, you know what? For my own sake, run it through again. Not real.
Law of averages, baby.
No, it's fine. They're just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Like here's my thing. There's a little bit of a Breaking Bad in me at all times, and so my brain immediately just goes to, we got the technology. It can't be that hard to counterfeit money, right? But I feel like that's how it all starts with everyone that gets caught. Like everybody that has started at that point where, I mean, I could steal something. It's not a big. I mean, and then next thing you know, you're fucked. Like I could sell meth, it's easy. It's easy. But that's how you get to where you get. So I was like, I'm gonna suppress those feelings for a moment. I don't need to steal anything. It's horrible. And if you watch this video, I never did anything horrible. It's actually quite hard. I hope it's quite hard. I don't know. I don't handle cash anymore. Oh my god, I don't handle cash anymore. That's nice. But I am a person who likes to have dollar bills. I will admit this, but I am hoping this pushes our society way more towards cashless options and makes people way more willing to accept things like Google Pay and Apple Pay and fucking tap to pay and all these kind of things where you don't have to hand somebody your fucking infected ass dollar bills, y'all. Well, I mean, it's been a sobering experience walking into like a 7-Eleven and everyone, is wearing masks and everything and staying away from each other. But I normally pay with Apple Pay, but I just happened to have gone to a bar a week or so ago with a friend who was like, oh, hey, if you pay with your card, I'll just give you cash. And I was like, whatever, I'll spend it somewhere. And usually I just spend it at like I get a coffee for $1 or $2 or whatever. And I walked up to the register and I looked down and I knew I had like $30 in ones and fives. And I was like, and he's looking at me with a fucking face mask and gloves. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to tap my phone. I feel like that's probably the best choice for all of us at this moment. Because I don't know. I've always not liked cash, but fuck, like sometimes I feel bad. Like it goes the process of a card for $1 order, like it just seems weird. But
look, so Panda asked a question like, what are people who snort cocaine supposed to do? We create a system of disposable fucking cocaine straws. Make a new product. You know what I mean?
Paper disposable cocaine straws. Use all the ones that we're no longer using at the stores once we go back to normal straws. And then everyone can use those paper straws to snort cocaine through. Problem solved. Cut them in half. Cut them in thirds. They're still good.
Or fucking for the discerning champion, a little metal one that you keep on you. You don't share them anymore. You just fucking, this is yours. This is yours.
Someone submit the title for the discerning gentleman, because that's what this show could have been called. Okay, we need to start a whole line of like, don't use the plebeian paper straws from all of the places out there. Bring your own stainless steel multicolored rainbow straws with a cleaner and a pouch. I still need to get that. I didn't buy it like I said I would.
You what? Brother, I bought mine.
Show it to me right now or I won't believe you.
I have to run upstairs.
I don't believe you. You need to tweet a fucking. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. The show.
No, I'm going.
The show. Don't go anywhere. I can't. No.
Banter. We're done with news anyway. Just fucking banter. I'll be right back.
Oh no, I can't keep it going by myself. All right. Anecdotal story. Hey, who remembers when I played Final Fantasy VII online? The demo. And my controller was drifting hard halfway through the game where everything was moving upward. I couldn't figure it out. And I was really bummed that my favorite PlayStation controller was dead. I got really bummed about it because I was like, the other one I have is like sticky and old and all of the buttons have started to wear off. And so I fixed it and I got really excited. And I was laughing because I was like, after I fixed it, I was like, hey man, Steve was over there saying he was like super impressed with himself because he took apart his Vive controller. I just banged it really hard on a table and it works now. And I got really excited that I'm a controller fixer now. I can add that to my resume and it'll be fantastic. So if in doubt, so anyone that has anything that's broken while they're in the hunker down apocalypse, go ahead and fucking enjoy yourself. Or consider yourself a repair technician by smashing your things on the ground to see if they work. Hey, we're back, everybody.
All right, so
you did buy it. I was impressed. No, I just put it in my Amazon thing and I just forgot about it.
Yeah, no, I bought it, brother. I was
give me that fucking review, that 5-star review. See what's up. I want to know.
Okay. So you got your fucking straws. You got your little fucking cleany doodad for your fucking straws. Comes in this, like, so the thing is, I would love some system to lock these things in place. They're just
hanging out. Oh,
they're
the whole cutlery package. Okay.
Yeah. The chopsticks aren't in here because I used them. But yeah, everything else is fucking in here. You fucking got your silverwares, your forks, your knives, your spoonals, your fucking.
For the audio listeners, he's shown us some very distinguished gentleman cutlery that he's purchased.
Hell yeah, bro!
He can bring to his own restaurants.
This was gonna be
the Vegas bit.
Reveal.
This is gonna be the Vegas bit where we were gonna go to like high fancy Vegas restaurants and be like, no, excuse me, I don't need any utensils. I've brought my own. And then you lay out a napkin and a silk napkin and bring out your fucking pouch and be like, yeah, all of us here. What? People don't do this? Mark, did you bring your cutlery? Of course I did. We all did. And just throw some fucking, some restaurant worker off at that point. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm going to get the rainbow one. Don't worry about it. It'll be great. I already have it in my Amazon cart. I just never bought it because we're not going to Vegas.
Yeah, we're not. No, I already asked Spirit for my coin, basically. My free coin. Or basically, they're just like, you can't have your money back, but we will guarantee you whatever flight you want.
Yeah, and the thing is, at some point, I mean, I know it sucks, but at some point, we're all going to be traveling again, so let's just utilize that for the time being. I do like the sentiment that one of my local bartenders was putting out. He's pretty confident his business is suffering, obviously, heavily from this, without having the ability to serve food and everything, or serve drinks outside of to go and everything. But he kept putting up photos and videos and stuff that he was just like, no matter how bad it gets, guys, just remember, just think about it. Remember, when this is all over, we're gonna fucking party. When this is over, we're gonna have the biggest fucking dumbass, stupid fucking party. So let's just think about that. Keep that in your mind, because I think that's the same thing. Like, whether this ends by the time we have TwitchCon, or we have it earlier, or we have it later, when we're all able to meet again and have a good convention, seeing as we missed some of the stuff that we were going to do this year, we are going to fucking, no expenses spared, have a fucking party. Like, and it'll be hugs and love and everything great and everything awesome, and I love it and I can't wait. So I know Panda's still going. Panda's, I think it might be you. I know, I don't know what you're doing, dude. I don't know if they're gonna let you in. There might not be planes by then. They're just gonna turn them all off. It's crazy.
Yeah. Man is a psycho.
That man is that man's not a psycho. That man is a goddamn superstar trooper. But you gotta choose what's right for you. Panda chooses what's right for him, and I appreciate that about him. But I don't give anyone any shit if they choose what's right for them and it's not going. Clastomi. Hi. That's what I had today, guys. One of the things we were talking about in the pre-show today was that instead of doing the whole game section at the end, a lot of people were talking about possibly playing Trouble in Terrorist Town. This is going to be an off-stream thing, but it'll be in the Discord. And I wanted to use the time at the end of the episode to say, hey, this is, again, which we mentioned at the top of the episode, we have a place for anyone that needs just to have voices and people in their room. So even if you're not going to play, but you're hunkered down at home and it would be nice to hear other people's voices, always remember that we have a place for that. And we're going to be doing that for the rest of the evening. So just come by and even just hang out and listen if you want to, if that feels like something that would help you. Otherwise, take care of yourself. We'll see you throughout the week. As far as I know, there's no reason for me to not continue streaming and hanging out and being around. I want to ramp up as much as I can and just be there for people. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you guys for the community that you've offered. And I love you. So let's end this shit for today. You're supposed to do the outro, kids?
I mean, you basically just did it.
Okay, we're going to the poop.
God. Ruining shit.
One day I'll hit that post. I'll learn how to hit the post like I always wanted to as a radio DJ. But for today, you got this. Stick around for the after show where we will just very quickly pick a title, bang Showbot, and then from there we'll be in the Discord. So take care of yourselves and see you later.